What language does your subconscious mind speak? Have you thought about that? It's something you need to know if you want to have your manifestations come through. So, stick around. Let's talk about that for a minute. What's up, manifesting family? This is Marna. Thank you for joining me. Now, I am a manifestation and mindset coach, and I tend to approach everything from a science based perspective so that you can get the tricks and tools that will work for you every time. Now, before we get into this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That way, it can reach the most people possible, and I greatly appreciate that. Now, let's talk about programming languages. I know, what? We're supposed to be talking about manifestation, right? It all comes through. So, when you think about it, we as human beings are incredibly complex biomechanical machines. And this entire biomechanical machine is being run from the control center inside our heads. I know, kind of scary, isn't it? The folks who did Inside Out, they had a lot more right than people realize. But from this control center inside our heads, we have a problem. You see, your conscious mind, your ego, that's the programmer. The subconscious mind, that's the AI that makes the programs work. Now, if you're used to computers at all, what is it that a programmer does? A programmer sits there and tells the AI in a language it can understand what it is that needs to be accomplished. Then the AI can run all of the background programs that make it a reality. Same thing happens with us as we are manifesting. Our conscious mind, the programmer, has to tell the AI in a language that it recognizes exactly what it is we want to accomplish. And to do that, we have to know what language to use. Now, if you're one of those people who has been trying to get your visualizations to work and they just have not quite worked out, this is for you. This is going to tell you exactly what you need to change. You see, the AI in your head, your subconscious mind, does not run on visualizations. Visualizations are still a manifestation of the words and the pictures in the conscious mind. And those are great for when the conscious mind needs to communicate within the conscious mind. But your subconscious mind, it's speaking an entirely different programming language. Instead of C++, it's running on Python. And those just do not work together. So how do we learn the language of the AI? How do we communicate what it is that we're trying to manifest without using words and pictures? Well, you see, your subconscious mind's programming language is based on emotion. It's based on feeling. It's based on your state of being. None of those things rely upon words or pictures. It's just words and pictures make it easier for your conscious mind to comprehend them. So when you hear people like me saying you need to act as if, be as if, that's what we mean. You need to stop speaking the language of the programmer and start speaking the language of your AI. You need to find the feelings and the emotions behind what it is you're trying to manifest. So if you've been trying to manifest $1 million, what emotion is attached to that? For most of us, there isn't one. For most of us, the thought of $1 million is just, oh, the number in my bank account. And that's all we see when we visualize it. So instead, don't even focus on abundance. Focus on what that money would mean in your life. Focus on the feeling of security. Focus on the feeling of satisfaction in knowing that your house is paid for, that your cars are paid for, that your kids' college is paid for. Focus on the feeling of accomplishment, knowing that you do not owe any debt anywhere. That is what gets you the $1 million and more. Because you're no longer focused on a number of zeros in the bank account. That doesn't mean anything to your AI. Instead, you are focused on the security, the stability, and the abundance available when you have a certain amount of wealth. Don't focus on, I want to travel the world. Focus on that feeling of exploration, that feeling of wonder at seeing life through new eyes, that feeling of experiencing a different culture, that combination of feeling out of place and excited and learning and expanding all rolled into one. Because that's what your AI is going to understand. That's what your subconscious mind is going to respond to. When you're focusing on bringing your soulmate into your life, don't focus on someone to cuddle up and watch Netflix with. Don't even focus on the sex. Focus on the happiness. Focus on the contentment that comes from being wrapped up in a pair of arms belonging to someone that loves you. You're not looking at eye color or face shape or even a celebrity. You are looking at that feeling of comfort and of warmth and of acceptance and of belonging that's all wrapped up in being with a soulmate. A lot of people like to pretend that we can manifest a specific person, just concentrate on your SP. It's not the specific person that you're manifesting. It's the specific feeling of what that relationship feels like. And quite often people are surprised when instead of their specific person showing up, they get another person who engenders that feeling even better. You see, the universe knows what's out there better than we do. We sit there and we have our little dreams and we have our little goals, but we don't know it all. None of us are fully tapped in to the universal consciousness to know all the permutations and all that is available in all the multiverse. But by telling your subconscious mind, this is the feeling I live in. This is the emotional state I live in. This is me. Then that is the reality that manifests around us to maintain that emotional state. And when you hear people talk about being co-creators, this is what's meant by it. We create our emotional state. And this wonderful subconscious mind, this biocomputer that we all have within us, creates the reality that maintains that feeling. So go find your feeling. Go find your security. Go find your happiness. Once you find it within yourself, once you can hold on to that feeling on a consistent basis, then everything in your life will shift to maintain that feeling. It's more of a challenge than people realize. Anyway, I'm Marna. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.